All right, so get ready, because today we're diving into the Enneagram, but with a fun twist.
Twist.
Yeah, a twist. We got some really fascinating material from a listener all about how each Enneagram type can be represented by, get this, an animal.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. I love that.
Yeah, so we're going to explore that together today, see what that means for you, for me, for everyone.
Using animal symbolism like that can be a surprisingly insightful way to get a grasp on each type's essence.
Yeah, it's almost like a shortcut to understanding all their motivations, fears, strengths.
Exactly. No more memorizing those long lists of traits.
Right. We're going to be talking about animal instincts here, so get ready for some serious aha moments as we go through each type and uncover all these unexpected connections between, well, you, me, and the animal kingdom.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Okay, let's start with type 1, the reformer.
Okay, type 1.
What animal comes to mind?
Well, the bull, of course.
A bull.
Yeah. Powerful, determined, and, let's be honest, a bit stubborn sometimes.
Stubborn, yeah. Just like the ones, they have this intensity, this drive to improve things, to make things right.
I see that.
But that strong will, sometimes it can come across as, I don't know, a little rigid
Rigid.
or even aggressive, just like a bull fixated on that red cape.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay, but ones aren't all charging bulls, right? There's got to be more to it. What about the subtypes?
That's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay, tell me more.
So each subtype, they kind of channel that one energy a little differently. The one with a conservation instinct, they're like the domesticated cow.
The cow, okay.
Yeah, dutiful, hardworking, they're channeling all that reforming energy into, well, productivity.
Ah, so they're like, what, the reliable workhorses always striving to make things better?
Exactly. Always making things better, more efficient. Then we have the one with the social instinct. They're more like the ox.
The ox? Okay.
Strong, dependable. They work for the good of, well, the whole herd,
Hmm.
or, in their case, society.
Ah, so their focus is more on creating a just and ethical society.
Precisely. Less outwardly intense, maybe, but still driven by that deep need to improve the world. And then there's the one with sexual instinct.
Okay, that one sounds interesting.
This one's a bit more fiery. Picture the fighting bull.
Oh, okay.
Passionate, intense, always ready to defend their ideals, even if it means like going headfirst into conflict.
I could see
They
this.
can be very persuasive, compelling, but also pretty reactive when their values are challenged.
Wow, that's a pretty vivid image. So it's like they're channeling that inner bull to fight for what they believe in, right?
Exactly. They're not afraid to stand up for what's right, even if it ruffles some feathers along the way. All right, now let's move on to type 2, the helper. You won't believe this one.
What is it?
They're represented by felines.
Felines. Really, I don't know about that. They're not exactly known for being helpful. More like, I don't know, demanding attention
Yeah.
and cuddles, but like on their own terms.
See, that's the brilliance of it. Felines, just like twos, have that duality. They're graceful, powerful, but also independent, yet craving affection.
I see what you mean.
Right. Think about how a cat can, like, purr against you 1 minute and then give you a playful swat the next if you don't scratch them right.
Ah, that's so true.
That's the two. Swinging between warmth and, well, let's just say they've got sharp claws if their needs aren't met.
That is a perfect analogy. Okay, I know a few twos who definitely fit that description. But wait, what about the subtypes? We can't just lump Paul twos in with, like, lions and tigers, right?
Of course not. The subtypes get even more interesting. The two with a conservation instinct, they're like the domestic cat.
The domestic cat.
Needing closeness, but also valuing their independence. Happy to curl up on the couch with you, but then they'll also, like, disappear for hours on their own.
Right, right. So they're offering their help, their affection, but also needing their space.
Exactly. Then we have the two with a social instinct. This one is represented by the lion,
The lion, oh, wow.
king of the jungle, leader of the pride, expressing helpfulness by taking charge, being the protector, the provider. Think like the generous host.
Ah, so they're the ones making sure everyone feels taken care of, welcome.
Exactly. And lastly, the two with the sexual instinct. This one's like a tiger or a jaguar.
Ooh, okay.
Intense, seductive, but also, well, a bit dangerous.
Dangerous.
They can be incredibly charming, magnetic, but also possessive, demanding in relationships. Like they're using their allure to draw people in and create that deep connection.
Okay, this is getting good. I'm really seeing these connections now. All right, next up, type 3, the achiever. Any guesses on this one?
Well, think about success, ambition. What comes to mind?
Success and ambition. I'm thinking maybe a horse.
You got it. We're galloping into horse territory here.
Horses, that makes total sense.
Yeah,
They really do embody that drive for success, recognition. They're graceful, adaptable, always striving to be the top of their game.
Exactly. Think a racehorse. Power, speed, trained to perform flawlessly. That's the three. Desire to shine, to be the best, win the race, whatever that race might be in their life.
Right, right. But all that winning, it doesn't come easy. There's a lot of hard work, dedication behind it all.
Absolutely. And that's where the subtype analogies come in. The three with the conservation instinct, they're like the hardworking beaver.
A beaver. Yeah.
Constantly building, achieving tangible results, not as flashy as a racehorse, but they are incredibly productive, focused on building that solid foundation for success.
Ah, so they're the ones laying the groundwork, putting in the effort to make their dreams a reality.
Exactly. Then there's the three with a social instinct. They're all about putting on a show, like a show horse.
A show horse, I see that.
They've mastered the art of impression management, making it look effortless, even though they're working hard behind the scenes.
So they're very aware of their image, how they're perceived by others.
Very much so. They understand networking, building those relationships that can help them achieve their goals. And lastly, the three with a sexual instinct. This one's represented by the butterfly.
A butterfly, interesting.
Think about the transformation from caterpillar to, well, this beautiful, captivating creature. It reflects the three's ability to adapt, attract attention through charm and charisma.
Ah, so they're drawing people in with their effortless beauty, magnetism.
Precisely. On to type 4, the individualist.
Type 4, okay. This one feels a bit more complex, right?
It is. Fours, they're all about embracing their uniqueness and really exploring the depths of their emotions.
Right, deep emotions.
And their animal representatives, well, they're diverse, each capturing a different facet of their personality.
I see. So what's the core animal for a 4?
The core animal is the goat.
The goat.
Independent, sure-footed, able to thrive in, like, harsh environments.
Right.
Not afraid to stand out from the crowd, forge their own path.
Okay, I see that. Goats definitely do things their own way. So what about the subtypes? How do they express their individuality?
Well, the 4, with a conservation instinct, they embody the goat's resilience.
Resilient.
Adaptable, resourceful, finding sustenance in, unexpected places, like a goat on a rocky mountainside.
Yeah, I see that.
They turn their emotional intensity into creative fuel, transform their pain into something beautiful, meaningful.
That's a powerful image. What about the 4 with a social instinct? They tend to be more withdrawn, right?
Right. For the subtype, we have the perfect analogy, Eeyore.
Eeyore, like from Winnie the Pooh.
Exactly. The melancholy donkey perfectly captures that 4 tendency towards introspection, sadness. They feel things so deeply, and they're not afraid to show it, even if it means embracing a bit of melancholy.
Eeyore, the poster child for the social 4. I love it. And finally, the 4 with a sexual instinct. What animals represent those intense emotions and desire for connection?
The subtype is represented by 2 kind of contrasting creatures,
Yeah.
the snake and the hyena.
The snake and the hyena. Whoa.
Yeah, the snake symbolizes their ability to, strike deep with their emotions, sometimes injecting a bit of venom into their interactions.
Well,
They can be intensely seductive, but also capable of inflicting pain, whether it's intentional or not.
okay, intense. And what about the hyena? How do they fit in?
The hyena, with its, somewhat unsettling laughter, represents the forced tendency to use humor and sarcasm as, a defense mechanism.
Ah, as a defense.
They can be quite cutting, cynical, especially when they feel hurt, misunderstood. It's their way of coping with all those complex emotions.
So the snake represents their depth, intensity, and the hyena, that's their more like biting humor.
Exactly. All right, moving on to type 5, the investigator.
Okay, type 5.
What creatures embody that quest for knowledge and independence?
Knowledge independence. I'm picturing some wise, introspective animals here.
Well, 5s, they're all about observation, understanding. They need their space to process information, to recharge, much like certain animals that are solitary and observant.
Okay, give us the details. What's the core animal for the 5?
The core animal is the squirrel.
The squirrel.
Always gathering information, storing away knowledge, carefully observing their surroundings from a safe distance.
Squirrels.
Yeah.
That's interesting. They're always on the move, gathering information, observing. I'm starting to see the connection.
Right. And just like 5s, they need their own space to process everything they've taken in. They're not big on crowds or constant interaction. They'd rather observe from a distance, retreat to their own little world to reflect analyze.
Makes sense. So where do the 5 subtypes fit into all of this? Do they all share that same need for solitude observation?
They do, but they express it in different ways. The 5 with a conservation instinct, they're very well represented by that squirrel.
Okay, the squirrel again.
All about gathering resources, knowledge to ensure their independence, their security, like the ultimate preppers of the Enneagram world.
Ah, so they're the survivalists. Always ready for anything. Stockpiling information and resources to feel safe, secure.
Precisely. Prepared for any eventuality. Then we have the 5 with a social instinct. They're a bit different. They're more like the giraffe.
A giraffe.
Tall, graceful, able to see the bigger picture from a distance.
Giraffes. How does that connect to the 5's need for knowledge?
Think about it. Giraffes have a unique perspective on the world. They can see over the heads of others, observe patterns, get a broader understanding of their surroundings.
Oh, that makes sense.
Just like the social 5. Craving knowledge, but also wanting to share their insights with others, albeit in a carefully curated way.
So they're not just solitary scholars. They actually enjoy connecting with others on an intellectual level.
Exactly. More selective in their interactions, but finding deep satisfaction in sharing knowledge, exploring ideas. And lastly, the 5 with a sexual instinct. This subtype is represented by the deer.
The deer, okay.
Elegant, watchful, but capable of sudden bursts of energy when needed.
Deer. That seems a bit more, I don't know, gentle than I would have expected for a 5.
Think about the deer's nature. Cautious, observant, selective in their interactions. They don't just let anyone in. But when they do form a bond, it's deep, intense, capable of incredible intimacy, vulnerability, but only with those they truly trust.
So they're like the 5s who are capable of deep intimacy, but only with a select few.
Exactly. They have a lot to offer in relationships, but they need to feel safe, understood, before they'll really open up.
All right, that covers the first 5 types.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so last time we covered the first 5 Enneagram types.
Yeah, those were some pretty interesting animal connections.
Right. I never thought about myself as a squirrel before.
Haha, me neither. But it does make you think, doesn't it?
It really does. Okay, so let's move on to type 6, the loyalist. What animals come to mind when we think about 6s?
Oh, that's easy. Dogs.
Dogs, yeah, of course.
6s and dogs, they're all about loyalty, security, and, maybe a little bit of anxiety thrown in there too.
Right, always on the lookout for potential danger. Just like those loyal companions, always assessing risks, trying to stay one step ahead.
Exactly. They want to belong, they're protective of those they love, and they're constantly scanning the horizon for threats.
I love that analogy. It's like they're the guardians of the Enneagram, always looking out for their loved ones, making sure everyone feels safe and protected. But wait, there are so many different kinds of dogs. How do the 6 subtypes fit into all of this?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. Each subtype has a specific breed that really highlights its nuances.
Oh, tell me more.
For instance, the 6 with a counterphobic instinct, they're like the bulldog.
The bulldog.
Tough, assertive, ready to face any danger head-on. They project this strength and confidence, even if they're secretly feeling anxious underneath it all.
So they're like the 6s who are fighting their anxieties by putting on a brave front.
Exactly. They might be scared, but they'll never show it. They'll stand up to a bully, even if their knees are shaking.
Makes sense. And what about the 6 with a conservation instinct? They seem a bit more, I don't know, gentle.
Right. They're more like the golden retriever. Warm, loving, always seeking safety and security in their relationships. They're the epitome of loyalty and devotion, always there to offer comfort.
Oh, golden retrievers, they're the best.
They want to be loved and accepted, and they'll do whatever it takes to earn that trust. They're the ones you can always count on.
And finally, the 6 with a social instinct. What kind of dog would they be?
They're more like breeds, like pointers or greyhounds. Highly trainable, focused, eager to please.
So they thrive in environments where they know the rules, where they have a clear sense of purpose.
Absolutely. They're the ones who are most likely to follow the rules, respect authority, and work hard to earn their place within the group.
It's like they're the model citizens of the Enneagram, always trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
But wait, you mentioned something about a wolf before. How does that fit in with the 6s?
Oh, yeah, that's a really fascinating addition. Some people suggest that the wolf actually represents the 6 who has kind of transcended their need for external reassurance.
Ah, so they've evolved in a way.
Exactly. They've found their own inner authority, and they're not relying on others for guidance anymore. It's like they've gone from the domesticated dog to the wild, independent wolf.
Wow, that's powerful.
Mhm.
So they're finding their own inner compass.
Precisely. They trust their instincts, they make their own decisions, even if it means going against the grain.
That's inspiring. It shows that sixes have the potential to be true leaders for themselves and others. Okay, let's move on to type 7, the enthusiast.
The enthusiast, this is where things get really fun.
I know, right? I'm already excited.
Yeah.
What animals come to mind when you think of that 7 zest for life? Curiosity and maybe just a touch of impulsiveness.
Oh, sevens are definitely all about experiencing life to the fullest. They're constantly seeking out new adventures and they hate boredom.
They do hate boredom, so what kind of animal would that be?
Well, think playful, clever, always on the move, full of energy. I'd say the core animal for a seven is, well, a bear.
A bear?
Yes, but not just any bear. Think Baloo from the Jungle Book. He's fun-loving, charming, always looking for the next adventure, and he believes in the bare necessities.
He's the perfect embodiment of that 7 spirit.
Yeah.
Carefree, optimistic, always up for a good time.
Exactly. He's got that 7 charm and that ability to turn any situation into an adventure. He's not weighed down by worries. He's just enjoying the ride.
That's so 7. But of course, there are the subtypes.
Of course. And each one brings its own unique flavor to that 7 energy.
Okay, tell me about them.
Well, the 7 with a conservation instinct, they're a lot like Baloo. They're all about enjoying the simple pleasures of life, using their charm and wit to kind of navigate any challenges.
So they're the masters of turning lemons into lemonade,
Yeah.
always finding the silver lining.
Exactly. They're resourceful, adaptable, and always looking for the upside.
That's a great quality to have. Okay, what about the 7 with a sexual instinct? They're a bit more intense, right?
Definitely more intense. They're like the monkey.
The monkey, oh, that's good.
Always playful, curious, up for a good time, maybe even getting into a little mischief along the way.
Monkeys are perfect for that. Always exploring, never staying in one place for too long.
Exactly. They're driven by that curiosity, that desire for something new and exciting.
It's like they're afraid of missing out on anything.
Yeah.
And what about the 7 with a social instinct? Where does their adventurous spirit take them?
They're the ones who channel that energy in a more social direction. Think of them as the fox.
The fox, okay.
They're clever, adaptable, always a few steps ahead, masters of social navigation. They use their charm and wit to build connections, create a sense of belonging wherever they go.
So they're like the social butterflies of the Enneagram, spreading joy, connecting with everyone they meet.
Exactly. They thrive on interaction. They're the ones who are always planning the next party, making sure everyone feels included, has a good time.
All right, that covers the 7s. Ready for type 8, the challenger.
Bring on the intensity.
I'm ready. What animals come to mind when we think about that? 8 intensity, their need for control, their protectiveness.
8s are all about power, autonomy, and looking after those they care about. They take charge, make things happen, and they're not afraid of a little confrontation.
Okay, so what animal embodies all of that?
This one might surprise you. It's the pig.
The pig, really? I always thought of pigs as being, well, kind of lazy.
That's just a stereotype. Pigs are actually really intelligent and resourceful.
Oh, okay.
And they're strong and resilient, just like 8s. They know how to take care of themselves, they're not afraid to get their hands dirty, and they're fiercely protective of their young.
I never thought about it that way. So there's more to them than meets the eye.
Exactly. They're often underestimated, just like 8s, but they have a heart of gold and are incredibly loyal.
Okay, I'm starting to see the connection. That raw power, unwavering determination.
Right. It can be intimidating, but also inspiring. Now, let's talk about the subtypes.
Yes. Tell me about those.
The 8 with a conservation instinct, they're like the crocodile.
A crocodile. Okay.
Powerful, territorial, always lurking beneath the surface, ready to strike when necessary.
Ooh, that's intense.
They're not afraid to use their strength to protect what's theirs, whether it's their physical space, their loved ones, or their beliefs. They're the ones who draw a line in the sand.
Don't mess with them.
Exactly. Then there's the 8 with a social instinct. They're more like the elephant.
The elephant, okay.
Strong, protective, loyal to their herd. They use their power to lead and protect.
Elephants are amazing. So they're like the wise elders, guiding and protecting their tribe.
That's a great way to put it. They have that natural authority, and they use it to create order and stability.
And lastly, the 8 with a sexual instinct.
That would be the boar.
No.
Fierce, passionate, and always ready to charge into battle.
They're the ones who are always pushing boundaries, testing limits.
Exactly. They're not afraid to make a scene, and they definitely don't back down from a fight. They live life to the fullest.
Wow, 8s are intense,
They are, but they also have a lot of heart.
right? I'm seeing that. All right, so we've explored 8 types so far, and their animal counterparts.
8 down, 1 to go.
Each one has been so unique and insightful. I'm really looking forward to wrapping this up with our final type.
Me too. It's been such a fascinating journey.
Okay, so type 9, the peacemaker. What comes to mind when we think of nines and animals?
Well, nines are all about creating a sense of peace and tranquility, both within themselves and in their relationships.
Right, peace and harmony.
So think about animals that are calm, adaptable, connected to their surroundings, creatures that embody serenity and flow.
Okay, I'm picturing some very zen animals here. So what's the core animal for the 9?
The whale,
The whale.
massive, majestic, deeply attuned to the rhythms of the ocean.
Whales. I love that. They really do have that calming presence, like they're just gliding through life, not
Mm.
bothered by all the chaos.
Exactly. They're not caught up in the drama. They focus on the bigger picture, seeking harmony, balance.
It's like they're the Zen masters of the Enneagram.
Right. Creating calm and tranquility wherever they go, just by being themselves.
They have this ability to soothe, to comfort others. Okay, so what about the 9 subtypes? Each one has a different approach, right?
They do. The 9 with the conservation instincts, they're like the hippopotamus.
A hippopotamus, okay.
They might seem lazy, laid back, but they're actually powerful, protective of their territory.
Ah, so like the gentle giant. Peaceful but fierce when provoked.
Exactly. They'd rather avoid conflict, but they'll stand their ground. They have that deep inner strength, resilience.
That's a great quality. It's like they have this inner peace that radiates outwards, you know?
Definitely. Now, the 9 with a social instinct, they're the ultimate peacemakers.
Right, the peacemakers.
They're all about connection, harmony within their community, creating a sense of belonging for everyone.
Like the diplomats of the Enneagram.
You could say that they're always mediating, building bridges, creating a harmonious environment. They can bring people together, help them find common ground, even when it seems impossible.
That's amazing. And finally, the 9 with a sexual instinct.
For this subtype, we have the dolphin.
The dolphin.
Playful, social, incredibly intuitive.
Dolphins are so joyful. How does that fit with a 9?
Well, dolphins are known for their deep bonds with each other. They're social creatures, they communicate effortlessly,
Right, always swimming together.
and they're so playful, they seem to genuinely enjoy each other's company. They have this infectious joy.
So they bring that 9 energy of peace and harmony into their relationships, creating a sense of unity, joy.
Exactly. They're the embodiment of love and connection. They want to merge with those they care about, experience life as a shared adventure.
Wow, what a beautiful way to wrap up our exploration of the Enneagram and the animal kingdom.
It's incredible, isn't it?
I feel like we've gained so much insight into the different types, like we've unlocked a secret code.
It's amazing how these animal analogies can help us understand ourselves and others on a deeper level.
It's like we're tapping into this ancient wisdom. You know, by observing the animal kingdom, we learn so much about our own human nature, our motivations, fears, desires.
Exactly. It's all connected.
So, dear listener, what animal do you identify with the most? And what does that tell you about your own unique place in the Enneagram? Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into this fascinating world around us.